Yeah.
Ali, it's so great to have you here at this conference, the Biointerface conference. There are a lot of biomaterials people here, and you talk about a very new biomaterial.
Yeah.
What are protein coacervates? I'm not even familiar with the material myself.
Well, so coacervate is an interesting state of matter, which essentially you have protein that come together in a highly concentrated state, and they are highly concentrated in dilute to water, but they're still fluidic. So it means that it's not a solid, like it's not an aggregate, but it's still fluidic and highly concentrated. So that's one of the unique properties.
Okay. Is the Biointerface conference a good community for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of insight. I mean, I'm kind of an outsider, but I can see that people might be interested by this kind of materials. And in fact, it's for instance, you have very low surface tension, so it's very useful to encapsulate other type of biomicromolecule inside those coacervates.
That maybe brings me to my next question. What applications do you envisage for?
So there's a few things. For instance, one is adhesive, and the reason is because those in the state of matter, those coacervates, they are very how would I say that, they're still fluidic, high concentration, and the useful thing is that they don't disperse in water, which means that you can actually inject them, and they wouldn't disperse like you would have another adhesive, for instance. So that's very useful.
They keep shape.
Yeah, exactly. And they're in high concentrated form, so eventually when they cure, it means you have enough materials to actually make a strong adhesive in principle. So that's one thing. The other thing is actually something similar to my colleague Cornelia talked about, which is actually micro-compartmentalization. So you can actually use those coacervates to encapsulate and even do a bunch of reactions inside those coacervates, just like you can do it with proteasome that you actually talked about. So it's being done actually.
I have another question. Are these proteins in so concentrated conditions still functional?
We haven't looked at it, but there's no reason to believe not to. Why not? So, but this is a very good point that needs to be verified.
And which are the advantages of your technology compared to other biomaterials with similar properties? So,
the one property I mentioned earlier, which is that it doesn't disperse in water. So if you would inject it in the body, you wouldn't just go randomly, and then you lose it. The very, very low surface tension is very important. It means that you can wet a tissue very nicely, okay? And that's very key for any adhesive. You need to have a very low wetting behavior. So that's very key property.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
That's it.